Welcome to Lakewood, open for business. It's October, which means you and your family are probably getting ready for Halloween. Well, you're lucky to be living in Lakewood because the Rocky Mountain region's largest costume store is located right here in your own backyard. Disguises Costume Superstore has been providing costumes for parties and theater productions for well over the last decade. I know what I'm going to be for Halloween. How about you? Hi there, I'm Mike.
Hi, Mike. I'm Cindy.
Hey, Cindy, how are you?
Fine. Welcome to Disguises.
Well, thank you. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
I think I've got an idea of what I want to be for Halloween, but I'm not sure. Can you help me?
We can help you with that for sure.
Wow, this place is huge. How big is it?
This is 14,000 square feet. It's full of costumes, accessories, anything you need to dress up.
Wow, so I can rent a costume instead of purchasing one then?
We have a big rental department, and we also have retail costumes.
Well, I would imagine that this time of year is probably your busiest time, isn't it?
It really is. October accounts for about 40% of our yearly income.
What other events and holidays are popular with your customers besides Halloween?
You know, people are amazed that we're busy all year long. Every holiday has some excuse for dressing up or having a party. Easter bunnies, we do a lot for Mardi Gras. We have St. Patrick's parades and the Renaissance Festival, and then we do theater all year long.
What kind of theater do you do?
You know, we do all kinds, whatever people want, but we specialize in high school theater. We go to the schools and we measure the students, and then we come back and we assemble their shows.
I guess being involved with the schools, you're already involved in the Lakewood community. What are some of the other areas that you've been involved?
I'm involved in a project that is a national campaign to support local, independently owned businesses. It's called the 350 Project. And I'm trying to get other Lakewood business owners to get involved in it too. So I'm working with them as with partnership, and they can display their ads in my store, and I can display their ads in their stores. But most importantly, it's to educate the consumers as the importance of supporting local businesses and how much money goes back into the community if they buy at local, independently owned businesses.
Now, how long have you been at this location?
We've been at this location for about 8 years. Before that, we were still in Lakewood. We were at the 6th and Garrison Meadowlark Shopping Center.
So the store has grown quite a bit then?
Yes, it has. Over there, we only had 6,000 square feet. And when we moved in, we thought it was going to be enormous and we would never fill it up. In 3 short years, we had it totally filled, and so we had to seek space that was a little bit bigger.
What is it that you like most about being on Colfax, and how has that contributed to your success here?
I love Colfax. Colfax is so unique. I was driving down the street the other day. I looked at all the different kinds of businesses, and I met a lot of shop owners. If they didn't exist, Colfax would be so different.
Cindy, this place is huge.
Thank you. Would you like to take a look at it?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Great.
We're entering our rental room, which is at least half of our business area. It's arranged by themes, so you can find whatever you want. If you want to look in a book for a picture, that gives you more of an idea of what you'd like to be. A lot of people come in here and they don't have a clue what they want to do, so we give them lots of reference materials so that they can get some kind of an idea, because otherwise they'd be totally lost.
This is incredible. Cindy, how many costumes do you think you have in here?
That's a good question. We've been asked that many times. We know it's at least 100,000 costumes, but we have a lot of bits and pieces too.
I'll bet you see a lot of diversity come through those doors, probably a lot of different people.
You could have a rabbi coming in for a Purim costume, a grandma wanting to buy something for the dress-up trunk for the grandchild. We have professional clowns come in here every day, or we might be selling some shoes to a drag queen. Any kind of person comes in here, and that's what makes it fun.
So what section is this, Cindy?
Well, we're walking through more of the rental room, but we're going into the sewing room where we work most of the time.
So Cindy, where do you get all your costumes?
Well, we get them anywhere we can. Some of them are vintage clothing. Some of them we get at thrift stores. Some of them are donations, but we make a lot of them too, and this is where we make them.
Incredible.
Yeah, this is our sewing room. Normally I have 4 to 5 people working here at a time.
You got to have a ball. You're working in a business where people are coming to have fun. What's it like?
Everyone needs to have fun. It's kind of a release. So we think we're providing a really important service to them. And that is our motto, your fun is our business. And we take their fun very seriously. We work really hard to make people have a pleasurable experience when they come to our store. And when they go out, we want them to look the best they can so they feel good about themselves.
You really do enjoy doing what you're doing.
I really do. It's so exciting and it's never boring, and the people you meet just make it worthwhile. I think one of the most fun parts of the store are the dressing rooms. So I'm going to show you some of the dressing rooms.
Okay.
This is the Victorian boudoir. This is the Grecian temple, and you can go to the beach in this one.
Wow.
You can go into a cave over here. Okay, now don't be afraid. This is the jungle room.
Wow. Oh, this is my favorite.
Now we're going into the different historical periods. We have Renaissance, we have Greek and Roman, and we're going now into the knights. And then we have our cavemen and our biblical over here. We're going to go into the laundry room now.
Ah.
We make sure we clean all the costumes, and we iron them and make them really nice for the customers.
So after I rent, I don't have to dry clean it? I can just bring it back?
No, we'll do all the work. Now I'm going to take you into the warehouse where we don't let everyone go. Because we do so much theater, we have to have a lot of just normal clothing.
Sure.
So whereas 100 different black pants would not be particularly interesting to the public, we need them when we do theater. This row is dedicated to all of our theatrical shows. We have them arranged according to what show it is in the different bins or hanging up, and we come in here a lot.
Incredible.
This is our sci-fi area, and this is Chewbacca.
Oh, yeah.
He's very popular. And now we're entering into our fancy wear room. In this room, we have prom dresses for all those 80s parties.
Sure.
We have zoot suits. We have fancy beaded gowns, fancy tuxedos.
So, Cindy, do you think there will always be a market for fun?
I hope so. We find that even when the economy was dropping last year, people were still coming in here to have fun. They can't afford big vacations, but they can't afford one night out with the family or with friends.
Hi, I wonder if you could help me.
What can I do for you today?
Hi, I'm Mike, by the way.
Oh, I'm Kate. Nice to meet you.
Kate, good to meet you. I'm looking for the perfect Halloween costume, and I'm a big Johnny Depp fan, so I thought I'd be the Mad Hatter this year. Do you have anything that you...
Great. Yeah, I do. I have some pieces we could kind of put together to create that look. It's a very eccentric look, and I think I have some things right here.
That's what I'm looking for, is eccentric.
So I have a few ties. He has a very interesting tie. And then I have this great jacket. And then I think he wears some dark striped pants.
So Kate, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing costume design for 6 years, and I've worked here for a year.
So this is not just a hobby?
No. Decided I wanted to play dress up for a living.
So there's a lot of science in this as well as art.
There's definitely a lot of numbers involved, and you know, you have a pattern and you think, oh, this pattern would be great, but it's not the right size, and you have to do the math to change the size of that pattern so you can make it to fit the person you need it to fit.
What do you think?
You look great. I love that vest, that jacket. Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Kind of look like Kenny Rogers in The Gambler.
I think once we accessorize you, you will look just like Johnny Depp. Now, I have these 3 ties. This green one's kind of nice, it has a lot of contrast, and this one has a little burgundy in it. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, probably this one looks good.
This one's kind of fun. All right, Mike, you look great. Now it's off to David in makeup.
All right. You must be David.
Well, hello there.
How you doing?
Great, great, great.
So you're the makeup artist?
Yes, sir. What are we doing today?
Well, I'm becoming Johnny Depp, the Mad Hatter.
Okay, we're gonna need a lot of work. All right, so you wet the sponge, apply it to the cake, and then we're gonna go directly onto the skin. I can show you how, or you can do it yourself if you like.
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Something about a professional. How'd you get started?
I've always been an artist. It's been one of my lifelong dreams.
And how did you learn to become a makeup artist?
Practice, practice, practice.
So David, can a customer come in and have you prepare and apply their makeup?
Well, depending on how busy we are, usually around Halloween, we do have makeup artists that are able to do customers' makeup by appointment. If I don't do it, we do have other people on staff as well that can do makeup. A little bit of the fuchsia color, and then we'll go and just hit under the eyes.
Do you think of your subjects as sort of your canvas?
Exactly. Skin is a canvas. I also do body painting and things like that. So this is just one of the natural progressions of the art that we do. Next, we're going to be switching over to Lemire color. And with this, we're actually going to be hitting just above the eye.
So obviously having no clue how to do this on my own, David, is this something that you could teach somebody?
Yes, sir. We will send you with reference information and you can go home and do this yourself. Basically, we'll just kind of give you the tutorial here and then you can take it home and do your makeup yourself.
In the privacy of your own home.
Exactly. So we're going to take a little bit of our lipstick. I usually try to keep things clean by using a nice brush. Go ahead and open your mouth, in the upper lip as well. But yes, anybody can do this at home. They just need a mirror and the confidence to say, yeah, I can.
Wow.
All right, now.
That's starting to look Mad Hatter-ish.
Okay, next we're going to send you over to Paul and Wigs to get your wig and accessorize.
All right, great.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Hi there, you must be Paul.
I am.
I'm here for the finishing touches.
Hey, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about that. So what we have, of course, for the Mad Hatter is going to be the most important piece, I think, is the hat.
Yeah. So Paul, what made you want to work in a costume store?
I've been involved in theater for a very long time. And when I was a student here in Lakewood, I came by and met Cindy, and it was more of the relationship I had with the people here at this store, you know, and the costume stuff was just kind of a no-brainer for me. We got two things. We got these eyebrows, and I'm gonna put these eyebrows on here with some spirit gum. I'm actually gonna apply this right above your own eyebrow.
Okay.
Oh, see? Fantastic.
All right, here we go. Ta-da!
Fantastic.
Boy, are my neighbors going to be surprised.
The unique thing about Disguises really is that it looks like a very large store. I mean, we call it a superstore, and it's really the size of some Walmarts, really, but very different in its ethos, I guess, in that we're a small business, you know, locally owned. It's very family-oriented in a way that we all know what is going on with each other's lives, and that's an important piece,
sure.
You know, and I think it also passes on to the customer because of how relational the employees are. We know each other's strengths, and you know, we know when to bring somebody in and say, oh, hey, you know what, David's here. He can talk to you about makeup. It's something that you realize after you've been here for a while, that the people who are here because they really care about the people in the store. Not necessarily that they have this attraction to the industry of costuming, but to Disguises in particular.
Right.
Here, there's really no boardroom. I mean, your boss is working right next to you,
sure.
You know, and that's it. And so, that's a unique thing.
So it's more than selling and renting crazy looking costumes.
Yeah.
It's really customer service.
Yeah, exactly. What we're selling is an experience. We're not selling you a costume. We're selling you, when you go to your party and people tell you how good you look, that's the value of Disguises. That's the only thing we can give you. And if you feel like you look great and you feel like you had fun in the store, that's the best experience.
When people put on a costume and maybe makeup and a wig, they can do things that they normally wouldn't do in everyday life. And they can be someone else just for a day. We try very hard to make the experience pleasurable and to make people look good when they go out. And there's nothing better than to see a smile come over them and say, wow, I really do look good. And that gives us all the encouragement that we need.
So there you have it. Coming up next, we're going to visit Lakewood's only locally owned and operated bookstore that also happens to specialize in the eerie and mystical. Stay with us for more Halloween fun on Lakewood, open for business. Curious about what's happening in Lakewood this fall? Stay tuned for the community calendar. Welcome back to Lakewood, open for business. Now that we got our costumes all picked out, it's time to get into the mystical mood of the season. Join me now at Full Moon Books, Lakewood's only locally owned and operated bookstore, as we get into that Halloween spirit. Hello, I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Jean. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jean. How are you?
Good, good.
I'm here to check out your collection of local authors. Do you have some?
Let me show you who we have.
Okay.
We have Andy Feld, who's written a book and done a book signing here. The book is called Wake Up, Your Life is Calling. And Donna Denome has written 2 books, and she's received several awards for Ophelia's Oracle and Turtle Wisdom.
What types of books do you carry?
Well, we carry a wide variety. We have metaphysical books, Louise Hay, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, all the big names in metaphysics. Then we have a nice line of children's books also. Also, Louise Hay has a children's book. We have Goodnight Denver, which is a good book, been selling very well.
Yeah, I've heard the term metaphysical, but what exactly is that?
My understanding of a metaphysical book is that it's beyond the physical. Meta means beyond, and it's a Greek word, and Aristotle is the first one that used that word. So in today's world, it kind of has a little different connotation, but it's still the same. It's beyond the physical and more into psychology and philosophy.
Any special reason why you chose that specialty?
No, it just kind of happened. It wasn't really a conscious choice. It just evolved because those books are selling well right now.
Is the Halloween season usually a high traffic period for you, or do you have pretty good traffic all through the year?
It's pretty steady most of the year, but the fall is the best time. October, November, December is our busiest time.
Well, you've got great visibility out here on 6th Avenue. I'll bet you have a strong regional base of customers.
We seem to get people from all over, and with 6th Avenue, we get a lot of people saying they've never been here before, and they're just coming now to check us out.
Boy, it looks like you've got a lot of other things here besides books. What other things do you sell here in the store?
Well, let me show you. We have, we sell candles and angel statues, rocks. Amethyst sells really well, crystal statues, bookmarks, and gifts to hang in your windows. We have prayer flags and wind chimes. And further back we have candles. So we've also just picked up a nice line of clothes. We have Braha clothing that we started carrying last summer. It's been selling very well.
I noticed a poster in your front window there talking about an event center that you have. Do you host a lot of events here?
We do. The event center is filled just about every single night with something going on, such as yoga classes, metaphysical classes. Tonight there's an abundance seminar going on.
Boy, I love the smell of those candles.
Yes, we have a good line of candles. We have blessing candles, pillar candles, and then candle holders that we sell really well. And this is a Lakewood lady, makes these aromatherapy flower works botanicals. She lives right here in Lakewood. She does a wonderful job.
Jean, so how long have you owned Full Moon Books?
I've owned it about 2 years, since July of 2008.
So whatever possessed you to buy a bookstore?
Well, I've always wanted to have my own business, and I like to read, and I like gifts, and so this was a good fit for me.
What's your favorite genre of books?
Well, I like astrology books, and I like metaphysical books. I like Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer, and gotten into quite a few other ones since I've been here.
Well, besides the books and the gifts and the incense and the clothes and everything else, it sounds like you really do a lot of special events too.
We do. We have a psychic fair twice a month on the 2nd and 4th Sunday of each month, where we have about 6 to 7 psychics in the back room that give readings for people. And then we have a psychic here every day of the week from 1 to 6 giving readings.
So is there a psychic here today?
Yes, today we have a tarot reader, and we have a psychic, and we have a palm reader, and we have a numerologist here today you could visit with if you like.
Wow, that'd be great. Hi, Rick, I'm Mike.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
You're the tarot card man, right?
Yes, I am.
I gotta tell you, the only thing I know about tarot cards is from the old James Bond movie, Live and Let Die, where you know, they're flipping up the cards and the death card comes up. Am I gonna see the death card today?
Well, you might today, but that's nothing to be scared of. Okay? The death card actually means ripping away the past to begin anew. So it actually is a good thing. Okay? There's also another card, which is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is about self-transformation. Okay? So the death card is transformation also, but it's kind of like it just happens. But the Hanged Man is self-transformation, so you're doing it yourself.
How do we get started?
Well, why don't you have a seat and I'll show you.
Okay.
So first off, I'd like to give you a general reading, kind of see what's going on in your life.
Okay.
Would that be good?
Sure. So Rick, is this going to predict my future?
Actually, nobody can predict your future except you. Okay? I believe that this picks up your subconscious, and that's where you start creating your future. Okay?
All right.
So this can be a roadmap of what you're already creating, and you'll understand when I tell you what's going on, what I see. For you, it'll make sense to you. I'd like you to cut the deck into 3 separate parts, any way you'd like.
All right.
Perfect. That's all you have to do. So I'm going to draw 4 cards to see what's going on in your life right now.
Okay.
And then we'll move into the future.
All right.
If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Okay. Well, they're very colorful.
Yeah, this is a beautiful deck. So right now you should be feeling more of a balance in your life. You do have some change. Are you thinking about moving at all?
No, but I'm planning on going on some vacations here right after the holidays and first of the year.
Okay. That is very good for you. This is nurturing your soul. You need that. You need some time off right now. I see that you're also looking for more emotional and spiritual fulfillment at this time in your life. Okay. You're going to be learning something new. Are you thinking about, is there anything you're going to be doing with your business? Because it feels like business minded. You've got more success coming in, more fulfillment that way.
I'm glad to hear that. So what is the history behind the cards?
Well, most people believe that it came from ancient times, ancient Egypt times. And I believe that they were originated before the regular playing card deck. The only one that made it from the tarot deck into the regular playing card deck would be the Joker or the Fool. Okay, and the Fool means opportunity and fearless to take that opportunity. So I see that as the Joker was the only one to take that opportunity and make it to the regular deck.
So when you were growing up, did you just suddenly realize that you had this ability?
I did. I'm empathic, so I pick up people's energy, and all of this work is energy work. So I kind of picked up my parents, what was going on with them. I didn't understand it when I was little, but I was kind of a sickly kid. So I was taking up everybody else's energy, especially the negative energy. It was really hard for me to deflect that at that time. I didn't even know I was doing it.
Rick, how does it make you feel knowing that you can be a catalyst of change in these people's lives?
Oh, it's amazing. And I hope I am. And I hear all the time, I get calls from people and they're like, you were right. But for me, it's not about being right. It's just that they're willing to change. And when people sit in front of me, I see this wonderful spiritual being. And I can see what you're becoming. And a lot of times people can't see that or feel that because they're in this heavy weight of what's going on right at the moment.
They're carrying around all that baggage.
Exactly.
And
I've seen amazing things happen to some of my clients. They come back to me and they're like, you know, my life is going great, and I can tell. And just by when they come to the door, it's like, wow, you're amazing. You're doing amazing things now. You're so much lighter than you were, like, you know, 3 months ago. So it really gives me great satisfaction. That's why I do this. It satisfies my soul. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't not do it. So that wraps up our tarot reading, and there are many different ways to read. Would you like to meet one of our other readers? We have a palm reader here today also.
Sure,
Diana.
that'd be great.
Okay.
Wonderful. Now I'm with Diana Barnhill, and she's going to read my palm. Is that right?
That's correct.
What's the background of palm reading?
The Chinese were studying it in 3000 BC. The Greeks, Indians.
Diana, I know that fingerprints are unique and different for individuals. Are palms different too?
Absolutely. There's 4 shapes to a palm, and the fingers are included in that. So you can have a combination of all 4. You can have 1 or 2. It's absolutely like a fingerprint. They're all different. But with the difference between fingerprints and palms is palms change.
So, can you tell me anything about me?
Absolutely. I start with your hands together.
Okay.
And what I do is I get in touch with your energy. It's feeling the flow of your life through your hands.
Okay.
And I get initial impressions by where your energy is flowing. Now open your palms now. What I do first is the left hand is what you came into the world with. Your right hand is what you do with it. So I look at the shape of the left hand and I compare it to the shape of the right hand. And then I look at your fingers. These fingers are actually longer than these. The first thing I saw right off the bat is you have a lot of earth and fire in your hands. So you're an enthusiastic person, but you are a get-it-done person. You do have some air in your hands, so you're creative. You might have a little trouble focusing at times. I've got to get this done, and you'll focus, and then all of a sudden you're off in the blue somewhere, and it's just like, come back, come back. And the flat fingertips here indicate a person who can be in business for yourself. A business owner has flat fingertips like this. Would you shake your hands like this?
Sure.
Get your energy loosen up and go like this for me? Okay. Very interesting. The way you hold the angles of your finger, this angle right here is different than this. Don't move them. This space in here and this space in here, This is on your feminine side or your left side. This shows me this space is that you need at least 20 minutes alone every day because you need that peace. You also like to make your decisions by yourself, away from everybody. Then you'll come out and say, all right, this is what I decided. This is your lifeline. It goes around this way. Now, one thing I want to tell you right off the bat, if any palm reader tells you your lifeline is short and that means you have a short life, do not believe them. That is not true. When a lifeline is short, it just means there's a change, and that hasn't come up yet, so you have to decide what that change is going to be.
Good, that's good to know.
Okay, yes. You have a very nice lifeline. You've got this one, and then this one. You're actually going to change something in your life much later on, but both of those lines, whichever choice you make, are very healthy.
So you really can determine personality type by people's hands?
Yes, in a broad sense. I don't want to put anybody in a very small box, but yeah, you can determine quite a bit. Characteristics, personality, strengths and weaknesses. It's a lot of fun. You know, there's a lot of ways to find out about who you are and information about you psychically, intuitively. We also have a numerologist, Kim, who works at this store, who's awesome. She'll tell you a lot about your life through numbers.
Great, love to meet her.
Have you ever had a numerology read before?
No, I never have.
Okay, just basic bottom line. There's energy in everything. And in numbers, the energy changes from number to number. So I'm going to give you a real quick overview of the numbers so that when we see one in your chart, you'll have a sense of where it came from.
Okay.
The first and most important number is your life path number. Think of it like the equivalent to your sun sign in astrology. It's based exactly on your birthday, and all I did was total all of these numbers in your birth date, and we come up with a 36, which is a 9. And that means that your life path, the journey that you're on, is a journey of giving and compassion.
Kim, what was your background that prepared for you for this? Were you like a whiz in math as a kid?
I was very good at math, and one of the things that was interesting about that period is that they didn't really expect us to be.
Right.
In fact, I took physics.
Wow.
I was one of the few girls, I was the only girl in my physics class.
Out of all the things you do in interpreting these numbers, what gives you the most pleasure?
Seeing people excited, seeing people get themselves. I have people who cry through their readings, and because they feel like they have gotten back to themselves. Okay, and here's your folder.
Great.
It's got your information in it. You can keep it somewhere special.
Very good.
And now I recommend you really go talk to Julie. She's one of my favorites, and I go see her too, because every psychic needs a psychic.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Kim. Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Mike.
Hi, Mike. I'm Julie.
Hey, Julie. How are you?
Nice to meet you today.
Good to meet you.
I'm really
too.
well.
Oh, I'm excited about this. I've heard about scrying, but I have no idea what it is.
Well, scrying is an ancient art of divination. People used to do it with bowls of water in stone, and Nostradamus is the most famous of the scrying people. Wow. He used to use it as a physician to help him diagnose his clients or his patients, and then he used it to make some of the predictions he's made.
So is it like a crystal ball?
It's very similar to a crystal ball in the sense that you're using a reflective object to focus what you're getting.
I know one of the things that's on my mind and probably on the minds of a lot of people is the economy. You know, do you have any feel for, you know, where things are going to go? Are things going to get worse before they get better? What can you tell us about the future, you know, economically?
The first things I'm getting on that right now is we are going to get a little worse before it gets better. Saving grace for Colorado, California, Arizona areas, New Mexico, is that we're easier to get back to basics, and that's what's going to start happening over the next couple of years. We're going to go back to sensible things, and we'll come out of this faster than other parts of the country.
Well, Julie, I got one more question to ask you, and this one is very important and very personal. Do you think I should go ahead and try to book Super Bowl tickets for the Broncos this year?
Absolutely. They'll get their act together this year.
All right, that's all I needed to hear. I'm going to get my tickets. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Enjoyed talking with you.
Thanks for watching Lakewood Open for Business. We hope you had as much fun getting in the holiday spirit as we did. Join us next month in November as we learn more about Lakewood's small, locally owned and operated businesses right here on KLTV Channel 8.